Yes, the NAB AFL Auskick program encourages everyone to get involved in a great community-minded sport and prides itself on being inclusive of all children with disabilities. Now, the South Melbourne District Sports Club, Auslan Auskick, has 11-year-old Malachi and 10-year-old Hasnaf, who are hearing impaired, that have played in the NAB Auskick tonight. And we are very, very thankful for them getting the opportunity to play here at the MCG. Well, we're ready for this second half to get underway. It's Sydney by 13 points. Luke Darcy, Cameron Ling and Matthew Richardson with us, and we are ready to go for the second half.
So that matchup will continue into the second half. McGlynn did a good job, kicked 2 goals. I reckon it's nearly a win, even though Mitchell's had 17. The 2 goals are very important.
Underway here in the second half, and Jack's kick goes straight up in the air, crashing through bodies everywhere. Stratton Hanbury has got an opportunity to pick it up, but he found Rampy. Very quiet Buddy Franklin it was in the first half. Just the 3 touches of the footy, and not his best ever. Great Mark Gibson. Twisted himself in the air, and that had a high degree of difficulty about it for Gibbo. Made it look relatively easy.
So it looks like Shields is going to go around with Jack again, but geez, Hanbury's getting a little bit out of control. He's up to 20.
Segler's handball set Lewis a little bit of a task, but he was up to it. Gunston had some important touches in the first half. Now he's got to weave his way back to Lewis. Can he fight through the Goods tackle? In the end, we'll have a boundary throw. Let's have a look at this again. Gibson did really well.
Yeah, good grab from Josh Gibson.
Richo, you talked about that matchup of Shields going to Kieran Jack in the middle. He's actually starting on the wing, out of the centre bounces on Hanbury, going in to Jack. I think that's what's causing Hanbury to get free. I don't think another Hawthorn player exactly realises he's playing on Hanbury as well. It's allowing Hanbury to get off the chain and get those 20 possessions that you mentioned, because Shields, every chance he gets, is then getting into the contest onto Kieran Jack.
Langford somehow snuck under them all and did the ruck work with Pike. Here's Parker. Kennedy, a little bit firm for Parker to handle on that occasion. Burgoyne trying to shape the tackle. And an opportunity here for Mitchell. Opportunity now for Hawthorn at half-back. Poor kick. Tippett is able to intercept here. 55 metres out, long ball. Goods has got the one-on-one he would have hoped, and that allowed Reid to just drift in.
See, when he kicked that ball, Kurt Tippett, I thought, oh no, he's made the wrong decision, because he had Franklin hitting up on the lead, but in the end it was a great decision. I reckon if he had held that for another split second longer, it would have been holding the ball.
Ben Reid kicked the last goal of the second quarter, and he kicks, I think he misses, in fact. So a bad miss from 20 metres out.
That would have been a great start to this quarter. So they've come out and doing a good job early here, the Swans.
Unusual Hawthorn turnover in the back half of the ground. They are normally the best in the business by foot. Birchall's got a target he likes. And it's Gunston. He'll be very happy kicking to that man for a living. Just take his time here at the moment, Gunston, looking for a lead further afield, and he finds the hard-working Jordan Lewis. Disposal number 16 coming up for the man who had 37 on grand final day last year. He was one of their best. Short ball again, not quite the perfection we're used to, as Shields tries to fight his way through a jack tackle. Jetta goes in as well, and they force him over for a boundary throw-in.
Hawks haven't lost a third quarter this year, boys, and they've been averaging about a 19-point win when it comes to third quarters. Let's see what they can do here. They're going to need to have another one of those quarters to reel this in, get Sydney under some scoreboard pressure. Done extremely well tonight, Sydney. They kicked the first 6 goals of this game. Rampy, middle of the G. Came back, had not much on down ground.
Still haven't.
Hanbury kicks to McGlynn. Gibson was there, but just short a half a metre on the spoil. McGlynn committed the body, went and got it, was tackled immediately. So is Lake, had to let go of it. Langford's gone as well. None of those were handballs or kicks. You got to wonder. whether they actually disposed of it correctly. Gunston was in there. Puopolo comes in from the side. McGlynn still in amongst it all. So is Shields.
So McGlynn, he is still, every opportunity he gets, he is pushing forward really hard on Sam Mitchell. Wants to add to those 2 goals he kicked in the first half.
Great umpiring there. There's probably a couple of really soft free kicks could have been paid either way. They're letting most of them go unless it's an obvious one.
Hold there. Hold there.
And Luke Parker, who might have got a push in the back. The Hawthorn fans don't like it.
Yeah, the Hawks fan just saw it on the big screen. Not happy.
Parker, who played one of the best games we've seen in a long, long while last week. 5 goals, 31 possessions as a midfielder. They go forward again. Goods lurking. And the Hawks appear to have this one covered.
Go through.
Let's have a look at the free kick.
Duck the head or not here? What do you think? Did he go down and initiate the contact?
I reckon he was up and he chose to bend down and duck the head. That's different to the one where they just roll their shoulder. I think that one's a duck, guys.
Pike, Mitchell, Puopolo helping it towards the boundary line.
Well, we said just before half-time the Swans had to come out and get control of the clearances, get it into their forward line first, because Hawthorn had big inside 50 numbers. They're 4-0 in this quarter, so that is a big win. Gives you first use.
Segler, but Grundy on the end of it. Now they concede 20 metres or so backwards, but they find this space for a man that can really run in Jeddah. He can go here, a couple of bounces if he wants. And the kick was horrible along the ground. Hanbury's still in front. Langford's got him in the tackle. Desperation by Langford, well done. What a win for him. Although the kick straight to Teddy Richards.
Stupid as it sounds, that kick turns out better than if you kick it in the air and there's an intercept mark. At least it stayed alive inside 50.
Teddy dished it off to Jeddah. He wanted it in the hot spot. Reed's hands looking really sticky tonight. Had a good look at that one, couldn't bring it to ground.
Sort of floats through the air, doesn't he? Sort of stays in the air. It appears to look that way.
Talented player, Sam Reed. He's played a fair bit of defence, Richo.
I think it's impossible to float in the air. Bristol's having a bit of a chuckle there.
It's pretty hard to stay in the air.
Yeah, well, he seems to be able to stay up there a little bit longer. Come on,
just back over that one.
I've got the bobcat out now.
There he is, the man,
out of it.
The man that can stay in the air. Just floats.
Oh, he does.
Yeah, he does. I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying, Richo. Kennedy, well done to the umpire, not paying too high there as well. Rowan, Burgoyne was holding the arm. Did well, Bruce. So took the legs of Bruce here. And will be a free at halfback. There it is.
Well, that rule was probably invented for a hit on Gary Rowan where he broke his leg horrifically. And they decided that they were going to protect the player who had someone sliding at their legs, and I think it's a good rule.
Push! Sydney! Sydney kick! Push out, Sydney!
So this is a good start for the Swans. 5 inside 50s to 0. They've had full control of it in their forward half. Just haven't been able to find a target with that last kick inside 50.
Here's Laidlaw.
Neither team's given an inch here at the moment.
Spreading here, Sydney, just to try and find a bit of space to present into. Mitchell and Richards happy in disguising it over the line, and Jared Ruffhead, he's just about had enough. Look at the look on the rough. Beautiful throw by the boundary umpire, straight towards the middle of the ground. Mitchell, Lewis was there.
Hawthorn!
Hawthorn free here. Mitchell thinks he's got it. Lewis thinks he's got it. In the end, it was Lewis. Just got in and underneath Mitchell first there, Jordan Lewis.
Right on it! Thanks, Jeremy!
Isaac Smith likes the left and loves to drive it long. Segler's in the square. Got no one behind him. He'd like that.
Play on!
Short ball from Smith finds Stratton. Almost got the journey covered here, Stratton.
Right on it, thanks.
He'll go back.
Play on!
Doesn't go for it, just pops it up. Puopolo looking to get loose. Segler's there as well. Ball knocked back in the field of play. Laidlaw gave it to Lloyd, and then the Shepherd.
Guys, just have another look at this contact here between Tom Mitchell and also Sam Mitchell, not Jordan Lewis. There just a little bit going on off the ball. Tom Mitchell copping one a little bit high. Not enough contact, but it goes to show how much feeling there is in this game.
Yeah, just put the bumper bar up there, didn't he, Mitchell, and collected the head, and probably should have been a free kick if the umpire had seen it. The kick comes back around to Gibson.
Thank you, Luke.
Swans have got a lot of numbers in defence. Get a good look at there. They're trying to chip their way through, and it wasn't a great ball. Not where David Hale wants to get it. He's got to go back in, and now he's sat on it. I reckon Buddy is going to ask the question. Well, you heard the explanation there. Umpire said you're holding it into him. So a real arm wrestle now. Start of the second half. Great one-on-one matchups everywhere. McLean, he's trying to burst his way through. Couldn't get through the Mitchell and Lewis tackles.
Buddy Franklin, they're just 4 touches tonight. For all, he's done a great job on him, boys, hasn't he, Richo?
Sure has.
Yeah, he has. Just hasn't been able to get involved in a lot of contests. He's gone up there now to try and win the footy and run towards goal with it. What's happening here now, though, is Frawley's said, OK, I'm going to concede the ball to you in around this stoppage, and he's dropped back loose to help out his other defenders. So a chance of Franklin here. We know when he gets the ball running towards goal, he can create havoc. And there's Frawley sitting back.
That's something that he's initiated, do you think, Richo?
Well, I reckon it's probably the instruction. If Franklin gets too far up the ground, to just sift off and get him on the way through.
I mean for Buddy to come up.
Yeah, definitely.
Yep.
Get involved.
Give himself an opportunity. McVeigh through traffic. Rampy underneath all of that. Reed now taken to the ground there by Segler. Eventually Shields got a clear handball out. Mitchell now can go either foot and gets this one long and deep. Big opportunity showing makers. Did well Rampy as well. Sydney by 13 points.
Ruff's got involved here. He'll get back and pick it up. The one-step kick from Roughhead. And he misses again. So the forward pressure has been a real factor in this game from the Hawks. And Ruff, you back him in 9 out of 10 times in that situation.
Gee, neither team can get any flow at all here. We've nearly played half of this third quarter, and we have not seen one bit of transition play from either team. And you just called it an arm wrestle, Dust. That's exactly what it is at the moment.
They got on top in the second quarter, the Hawks. They were able to maintain possession of the forward half of the ground, and they do it again here with Mitchell. That's a clever kick to Lewis.
Hold there.
Really skillful to be able to get that amount of purchase in a tight situation. Mitchell Lewis has got a target he likes short. Hale comes through. Pike did well to get involved. Gunston got to fight his way through. Richards and Kennedy in the Swans defence do really well, and Kennedy clearing kick is going to be difficult.
Gives Rowan a chance here against Suckling. We know if he can pick it up, he can take him on. Trouble is, you've got to have the ball to go forward. There's Rowan, caught by Suckling. Well done. Try to soccer Gary Rowan there. Now Parker comes in. Handball over the boundary line. Well done. All those Hawthorn players there.
Good scrambling there by the Hawks, as you just called, BT. I reckon Sam Mitchell now starting to have a bit too much influence on this game from Sydney for Sydney's liking. He's had the 22 possessions. McGlynn kicked those early goals on him. I think he's got to get back to tightening up, stop Mitchell getting the footy.
Saw the graphic there. 9 of the last 10 scores have been behinds in this one here, so it's very, very tight, as the boys have alluded to.
Salingi, forget about pushing hard forward at the moment and just completely lock down.
Just go back to that more defensive side, or almost a balance of 70% defence. Still, if there's an opportunity to get forward, do it. But Mitchell just getting far too much of it, and now starting to get really creative with the ball as well.
Shields bites off a little more, and gradually they get inside. Frawley accepts the mark. Handball over the top. G. Segler had his back to the whole play, and he's nailed Birchall.
Just a bit slow there, Chip Frawley. He's just still adjusting to the Hawthorn way. If he had it played on quickly, Birchall was away, took his time, and
Hawthorn.
to wrap him up.
So Segler will be the recipient here.
Yeah, he won't like that, Mike Pike. I reckon it might have been a bit of a set play to try and hold Segler down. Kennedy come third man in. It would have been a good clearance.
Ball for Suckling. They've hardly allowed him to kick it all night, Suckling, but he's got it on his left boot here. Could have gone for home, and he finds Gunston. And Roughhead just Then carrying a little bit of roughness off the side there. So Gunston will line up directly in front. He'll be about 51 metres out by the time he kicks it. Good control by Suckling when you've got such a lethal boot to say no. Someone in a better position, perhaps. Hasn't got one tonight. This to get it back to a goal. From 50 metres out, high ball. The length is there. The accuracy is there. Gunston goals. Hawks are within a goal.
Swans' biggest lead was 32 points. We're back to one straight kick, and Rowan tripped over, lost his feet. And they're going to be crucial. The little, just tiny errors and mistakes, they're going to count big time. Bruce in for a centre bounce. He was set upon immediately by Jack.
Thank you. Straight up.
Jack.
I'd love to get a look behind the goals at that lead by Gunston. I reckon Rampy thought Suckling's not going to be able to pull the ball back into the middle of the ground like that, and maybe just conceded a little bit. When you've got skills like Suckling, you can hit those kicks.
Lewis flicked it out to Burgoyne. He delayed the handball, allowing Birchall some time to run, and that's a pretty clever kick. Can Bruce get onto it? Grundy gets back and went over the top of him. Jack's fought hard all night. Look away handball from Grundy. Missed the target. He's got to go back and try and clean it up. In comes Bruce again. No free kick there. Well umpired once again.
Good crowd in here tonight, Das, and I'm just thinking in the 60s, perhaps 63, 64,000 somewhere. Magnificent crowd.
You've got a gift at this.
And I'm just
crowd
suggesting
estimation is one of your absolute strengths.
It's around that area, Das.
Just got a little texty from the ground manager.
No, I have not, Richo. They don't announce it until later. Here is Lewis kicking the ball forward, trying to destroy things for me. No, it is a really impressive crowd again. A spectacular night. No wind, no rain. Little cool, as Lingy has pointed out. Little moisture on the ground from the dew. But other than that, it is absolutely perfection for two really good sides to go at it. Parker and Shields. McGlynn now. Rioli, little quick soccer. Burgoyne. Poker through some traffic. Hale kept the arms free. Well done. Puopolo. Can he find a way? This way, that away. Fired the handball. Schoenmaker's goals. Scores a level.
Paul Puopolo just so hard to tackle, renowned for his defensive pressure, but he does this often, breaks two tackles, draws another tackler to him, gets the hands free, sets up the goal for Ryan Schoenmakers. Great play by Paul Puopolo.
This match has been going 78 minutes. The Swans have been in front for 76 of them. And now scores level. Everything you hope this game. Aggression. It's had lots going on off the footy, and two of the best in the business going head to head. And I feel like there's another twist in it yet as Hanbury comes forward late. How did he mark that? Oh, you can't do that, Lakey.
Party trick.
Just stuck the mid out, and it didn't move.
Well, that's his one word, Brian Lake. As a key defender, he will always try and outmark the key forward. He's not intent on just defending. He'll always try and mark the footy. That's what he's been so good at.
Isaac Smith happy to sell the teammate one way and then come down the line. The kick was a little too tall for Segler. Tried to hack it forward. Did Bruce, and unsuccessfully out of bounds on the full.
Gee, Hanbury's had a good night. He won that centre clearance there. He's had 4 clearances this quarter, 6 disposals. He's had 25 and 8 clearances. Still a lot of time to go. He's having a big match. Talked pre-game about Hawthorn targeting him in the grand final, and he was fired up to go well tonight, Hanbury.
That's good. It's good body use. Left footer around the corner. Tippett's got a bit of space as well, and some sticky jukes. And off hands. Just wondering how you can pay advantage from a mark. Kick the goal.
I don't think it was.
Let's pick up and see if we can hear whether he paid a mark.
Advantage!
Well, he blew the whistle, and he paid a mark, and he paid the advantage. He didn't say anything whether it was a mark or a free kick, but I couldn't see a free kick there, so I can only assume that he's paid the mark, and you cannot play on or pay advantage from a mark. So a little confusing.
In the arms.
Yep. Mitchell goes inside. Rowan was there. Ball punched away beautifully by Gibson. Well done. Now Lake's got it all in front of him.
Well, Benny McGlynn would be pretty happy that a goal ended up coming from that, because he chose to play on the boundary line.
Bradley Hill, he's going to take Rowan on. This will be a fair match race between those two, and he'll decide a better. Oh, I reckon Rowan's done a hammy.
Oh, no.
Well, hopefully it's just a bit of cramp. He grabbed the right hamstring.
Extend your share, thank
See
you.
him dragging his leg there.
Oh.
Looks as though he's going to continue on, so maybe just cramp. Ruff tried to steer it down basketball style to his mate Mitchell. Mitchell had Goods over the top of him, and now he goes back with Kieran Jack. Little bullet handball from McGlynn to Kennedy. No look, kick it, goal as Joey Kennedy got it. No, just across the face.
Gee, Sam Reid was lurking again then to come floating in. He's just drifting down nicely at the moment, Sam Reid.
So can only conclude from that last play on from where Reid goaled that it was a chop of the arms. That's the only possible scenario. Isaac Smith kicks towards the interchange area, as you can see there. Segler flew off hands. Langford been impressive. Frawley, little handball, wasn't what he'd hoped. Birchall fast hands. Isaac Smith now under Rowan pressure. Tested him out. Kept it to the boundary there. Frawley didn't try and chew off too much. Rioli to Langford. They keep it alive here. This one will be nearly out of bounds though. And it is. Kennedy's ball on the wing.
Hey, Paul.
Little saw there, Will Langford. Caught one in the ribs, I think. So the subs neither have been activated yet. Billy Hartung and Harry Cunningham still yet to take the field tonight. Too tall for McLean. Mitchell's really got on top in this quarter, Lingy.
Yeah, he has. He's having a big influence, and he uses the ball so well. Beautiful kick into the middle by Sam Mitchell.
Bradley Hill wants to get it moving. He gets around Hatterbury. Looks further afield. Out the back, it's Gunston. Can Pueblo pick it up and kick a goal? He can. Hawks hit back. Back to within 2 points.
Well done from the little man made of muscle here. Puopolo goals. Down by 2 here, the Hawks. 23 minutes ticked over in the third quarter. 3 goals in this quarter to Hawthorn. Just 1 for the Swans. The extractor Mitchell. So good at this is Sam Mitchell. Advantage paid. Lewis driving ball. Here's Roughhead. On the hop, couldn't quite control it, and Reid will be happy to see it over the line, although Hill helped it. Richo, I just want to ask you a question about the subs. Hartung one, Cunningham the other. They're both lightning quick. What sort of impact can they have on the game being so quick?
Oh, massive impact. They're pretty much perfect subs, aren't they, to come on fresh and to have that pace. Well, that becomes really dangerous late in games when the rest of the players are getting tired. They can burst into space and use that. So I'd expect both of them to have an impact. Hartung had 26 disposals, was the Rising Star nominee last week, and he went at 100% efficiency.
He's holding the left shoulder, left elbow maybe. He's still putting his hand up and wanting the footy. That was a big one-on-one play. Goods gave away the free kick to Birchall, and now Lake.
Could have just been a stinger.
He hasn't shown any sign, has he, Gunston? You can see him down to the right of your screen that he wants to come off. In fact, he's signalling to kick it over the head of Nick Smith, so that's a good sign. Lewis, clever ball inside and finds his man in Suckling. We know how dangerous his left foot is. What can Rioli do? He elevated himself between 2. He's a genius, this man. He does things that no one else in the game can even attempt, and just found some spring. Let's have a look back at Gunston. He just knew he was going to mark this, Richo.
It was a great kick. He's got a tremendous leap, hasn't he? He's jump up out of nowhere, Cyril.
Defenders coming from everywhere. Rioli only eyes for the ball. He's had some extraordinary moments. Can he finish with the goal? The Hawks hit back and they hit the lead.
Little things are important in this game. I reckon Jake Lloyd just has to make that spoil there. Has to body line, not let Cyril Rioli come through and not take his body in that marking contest. He might still mark it, but instead of jumping around him, had to make sure he hit his body.
I mentioned the third quarters for Hawthorn. They lead it by 17 points. They haven't lost one all year. It's 8 goals to 3 goals in the last 2 quarters of this game. Hawthorn's way. So if you take the first quarter aside, of which Sydney were incredible in, it has been Hawthorn that have won the next 2 so far. Here's Reid. So they need to get a move along. Goods has looked impressive at times tonight. The kick down there looking for Buddy, caught behind. Frawley the one hand, tries to turn him around. Buddy just getting a little bit of pace on. Parker was in there, Frawley there as well. Hawthorn by 4 points. Not wanting to unwind in there. Sydney in their attacking 50. 2 minutes in the quarter remaining. Parker needs to get rid of it. Hung on a long time. Gibson went and got it, immediately got rid of it, knew he was going to be pushed into the ground. Lewis pursued by Mitchell. Mitchell wants to keep it alive, but Brian Lake couldn't get it out of bounds quick enough.
Yeah, well done, Sydney. Good pressure, locked it in the forward line. They may well get the last chance to kick a goal this quarter if they can just keep it in there, put some pressure on, get some movement around these stoppages. You need some movement. Someone's got to take a chance and run through. Goods does it at times.
One-on-ones everywhere. A few extras for Hawthorn too, I might add. Opportunity now. Segler, fast hands. Mitchell just backs off. Composed use of the footy. Shields had to run into that bump. Did well.
Mitchell coming up for possession number 11 in this quarter. Combined with Jordan Lewis, they've had 21 and 5 clearances between them. They really have put the foot to the pedal. Here comes Segler, 1-on-3, Roughhead. Can he get it to ground? Pioplo down there as well. Langford, he's had an impact. Trying to get the don't argue working on Jetta. Now Laidler, picked up by Reed, did it really well.
That was great.
Yeah.
Big man, clean down around his ankles.
That's a good moment, Sam Reed, hasn't it? Both ends of the ground. And now some experience. McVeigh to Buddy. Nearly one game and 3 quarters in, and Buddy Franklin yet to kick an MCG goal.
You know what, though? He can explode in a quarter. He may be the match winner.
There goes Parker. G. Mitchell did well with a body placement then, and then the tackle on Parker. And a few little quickies in there as well from Sam Mitchell, just to even the ledger. It was nicely done by Sam Mitchell. Didn't give Parker an inch.
I think tonight's display of tackling by Hawthorn, efficient tackling for keeps, has been the best all year. It's why they're ahead on the scoreboard. They have been outstanding in that area.
Gee, Parker intense there, just punching anything that came near him. An opportunity here, incredibly intense. This game, if only Carlton could find just a little bit of what we're seeing tonight. Mitchell just copying them left, right and centre tonight, but that's been the type of game it's been. 26 seconds left in the half. Hawthorn by 4 points. They've kicked 4 goals to 1 in this quarter. Sydney are pressing here. Kennedy advances the ball a little bit forward. Goods in the background there. Parker missed the opportunity with Lake, and it goes out of bounds, I think, on the fall against Sydney.
Well, one umpire has signalled out of bounds, the other umpire has signalled out on the full. Have a listen.
Go through, Troy. Mark's here.
Well, it's out of bounds on the full. Looking at that one. And the umpires will stick with that decision, the initial decision that was made. The runner, see the runner in the pink just on the boundary line there, telling him to kick it down the boundary line. Do not go across goal from here, given the time factor of just a few seconds. In went Hale. Siren will sound immediately. This ball is thrown up, and there will be no further score. It's been a cracking game of football. Hawthorn lead it 8-11, 59. Sydney 8-7, 55. Hawthorn by 4 points.